Hello survivors, and welcome to a new video. In today's video we are in the alpha version, so just a disclaimer, if you don't want to see any spoilers, ladies and gentlemen, just stop watching. The update will be available for everyone to play on Wednesday. The alpha is available to everyone, but I will show you how to access it down in the comment section as well. Just go check the pinned comment for that. But otherwise, here we're on the alpha. We've got the Monkey King in front of us. We're not going to go over any of the changes. We will do that when when the patch actually goes to live, because things do change all the time. So for now, we're just going to be going through what we've got to show you some of the cool stuff that the Monkey King can do. So for starters, let's just take a look. We are going to be playing on his first weapon. It does start off with Massive Slam as well as a Spinning Staff. I do just want to show you something, because some of the times, like I mentioned, it is in alpha, so something like Shattered, which is supposed to be the next Prowess, on the left hand side, like over here, it shows you Shattered and Prowess. Shattered is reduction in armor, Prowess is increased damage modifier, depending on how many stacks you have. But there are things like brutal as well, so I just want to show you what that does. So let's just find another one that has brutal on it, because we will be using brutal. There it is. Brutal is direct damage caused by the skills increased by X amount based on how close you are to the target. So it's pretty cool that we get something like this over here. Which one was it again? Sorry. The whirling defense, so the closer you are to the enemy, the more damage it's actually going to do to them. But let's get straight into it. The runes we're running is Improved Reparatory, Death's Touch, Lord's Bane, and Multicast Mastery, Slam Inclination, and Weapon Expert. And let's go into it. We are going to be playing on the Caves of Dalzog. Something new is that we now get danger levels based on which area you now play on. And something else that's very important is there are a bunch of new curses. As you can see, it does say 9 out of 6. That means if I don't want to have the reduced healing, I can actually take that off. And we now have 4 out of 4. It still counts as max curse. But as soon as we remove another one and we have 3 out of 4, it doesn't count as the curse for that tier. So we do have to go and look at that, and then we get a whole bunch of other things. Now, something new that a lot of people already don't really know that are in the alpha is this curse over here, Pillars of Protection. These are the blue pillars that will be spawning that you'll see. Enemies receive 20% less damage for each pillar of protection active. So very, very weird, guys. If you are running this curse intensity, please do not expect it to be a walk in the park. Do not expect it to be easy like it used to be. This curse intensity is completely insane, and we'll just go and have a look at it. Don't expect this to be like a 5-minute run like a curse 7 you would have been or used to have been. So let's get into it. Let's go take a look. The reason I'm using Death's Touch is because Poison did get updated. Poison and what's the word I'm looking for? Rot got combined into one. Dazed and Distract. No, actually they didn't. I was going to say Dazed and Disoriented got put into one, but there are some that actually have just Disoriented, so I don't know about that. But it does work with I'm getting distracted over here. Doom and Cursed got mashed into one. Poison and Rot got mashed into one. And then there were other ones that, Melting no longer exists. Burning, Melting got mashed, but it no longer reduces armor from what I know. And then Shattered got added to that as well. So there's a whole lot of different changes. But now that Poison does, freely change to enemies based on stacks, all the remaining stacks get moved to another character or to another enemy. We do take Death's Touch just for that extra poison damage. It does really, really help, especially in the very beginning, or if you are lower level and you don't have all the skill tree unlocked and things like that. It does deal a lot of damage. So as you can see, the bosses are currently spawning. Leviathan did get a brand new UI change, which is really, really cool. A lot of things about the UI actually changed. You can see it looks a lot more smoother, clearer, a lot more, like visually it looks really, really good. So there is that. We want both of these skills, so we're going to grab Armor Shatterer, we're going to grab Seismic Shock. As you can see, everything's got Shattered as well as Prowess or Resilience as well. Resilience increases the amount of armor we gain, so that's really cool. Don't need Shield Wall anymore, we've got that. Over here, crit chance, damage chance is increased against nearby enemies, so that's also pretty good. We're not looking for smart. There was another skill we are looking for, but it's not that one. We can grab resonant slam right now, but we are going to change that out for another skill. Grab the magnetic, because the way that the XP curve has been changed, it's really good to grab magnetics whenever you can. But as you can see, bosses now spawn as towers first, and then they slowly explode into the bosses. And then if you have the curse like I've got over here called Council of Lords, all of them will spawn at the same time. If you don't have Council of Lords active, you will only spawn one boss at a time, and then the others just stay as statues. I've also got a curse over here called the Ethereal Lords. It's there above Pillars of Protection. What that one does is, as we kill a boss, you'll then see a green version of that boss, like over there. That boss will stay there until we've killed all of them, and that will use the attacks that the boss can use, but they do stay stationary and they deal less damage. So it does make it quite a bit more hectic. Oh, excuse me, because they are going to be having that to deal damage to you as well. Alright, so now we've picked up fortifying damage, so every time we apply prowess, we'll gain resilience, which is really good. That means we're going to be picking up quite a lot of armor this round. Over here, we get damage based on your critical damage chance, but that's not one of the skills we're looking for. We were actually looking for this Holy Beam. So hits an enemy in a long line in the target direction, causing damage, gain purity and prowess. What happens is purity, whenever you cast a skill, you consume 20 stacks of purity. Of course, you gain purity whenever you cast the skill that has purity as well. And then at 20 stacks, we release a wave of light, which then damages nearby enemies. If it hits 4 or more enemies, it also heals you. So it's a brand new way to heal you and things like that. Because we've got Death's Touch, we've also now been given the Venomous passive. So now we are able to apply poison on all attacks. We do get different versions of it now as well, so now we can increase the amount of poison that we apply. The chance does stay the same, and then we're also going to grab ourselves Whirling Defense. That was in place of Resonant Slam. So Whirling Defense, like we looked at earlier, gives us the exact same stuff as well as Brutal, and Brutal then increases the damage based on how close we are to the enemy. Alright, the crit upgrade over here you can see has actually been reduced. We're now getting less crit chance per power up. It's harder to hit 100% now, so you can see we're on 38%, but don't let that fool you. We are still going to be very, very strong, although the critical strike mastery rune has been nerfed from 100% critical strike to 25% of your crit, now going to critical damage. So still very good, but it's going to be a lot harder to get that crit amount. But as I'm saying that, there are going to be buffs that you can get that are then going to be giving you a whole lot of, crit. So there's that as well. Even though they may have nerfed the rune, you're probably going to be able to hit much higher crit chance and crit damage even without the rune from all of the buffs that you can get from your character. So do keep that in mind as well. Then over here again, we've got the bosses spawning. We're going to get into that. I do want to show you guys some of the new things, like how they've changed Overlord, but that will be for a video like tomorrow. We'll do a build where we just do Overlord. Alright, so let's go and destroy this. My goodness, it sounded like a hardy dodge died behind me. I don't know if you guys heard that on the microphone, but that was quite a unique sound we just had over there. It sounded like the bird died. I don't know, like someone strangled it. But anyway, as you can see, another change over here. They have made the Void Hunters a lot more visible in terms of them being a lot bigger than the rest of the enemies. So you can definitely know that, okay, that is a Void Hunter. Make sure I focus them or kill them first. Another thing that has changed, or that's been added, is now each character does get their own unique passives that have to do with regards to their ascension. In this case, the common power increases the crit chance of our ascension. Did I pick up any other ones? No, we haven't seen them. Then the uncommon and the rare do different things. Uncommon might be damage, and then rare multicast chance. Well, it is actually like that for the Monkey King. And then we didn't go over his ascension. Let's just do that quickly. Every 10 seconds, we either drop a white or a red orb. We need to pick up the orbs. We need 6 of them. Once we have picked up 6, depending on the colors that you have gathered, so in this case I've got 3. If I pick up another 3, I will summon 3 black, 3 white monkey clones. The black are ranged and deal disoriented to the enemies, where the white are melee and they taunt enemies. So that's what the 2 of them do. So, you know, you can mix and match. You can have 4 melee, 2 ranged, 3. You can have all 6 ranged, and so on and so forth. It just depends on how you want to play it. Okay, we're going to grab the magnetic over there in the cast frequency. Here's the damage for our clones. Increase the damage based on how far away you are from the enemy. We are melee and we're close to them, so we're not going to grab that. We're going to grab ourselves some cast frequency, and then we're going to go grab the magnetics. Magnetics are very important now because they are going to make, again, like I believe I mentioned it earlier, they are very important because the XP curve has been nerfed. You don't get as much XP as you would or used to get. You get a whole lot less now. So you do want to try and pick up those magnetics, especially if you are going into overlord cycles or endless cycles. It is going to help you get a whole lot more XP that you otherwise wouldn't have. So don't expect to hit level 100 anytime soon anymore. It is much more difficult to get there. Alright, let's just go and kill this Incarnation of Ice. He is right there in front of us. There we go, fantastic. Okay, the dodging has been changed as well. It is a lot slower now. So if I dodge twice, I wouldn't have any dodge whatsoever for about a second or 2. You do have to be wary of this as well. So you don't want to dodge in the wrong time or place, because dodging is changed. It is a lot slower. You do have to be wary of your dodges now. You don't want to use both of them right away and then you land up with like the Alexi death bomb over there like we just got, and you can't dodge it. Alright, all the bosses are dead. Let's go destroy the towers again. Very important to go and destroy towers now. I cannot reiterate that, especially if you have these pillars of protection up. You need to go and destroy them. They will get you killed. Alright, so now we've got form. Like I mentioned, there are other ways to get crit chance. Form is one of them, so we increase our crit chance by 2% for 6 seconds with each stack of form that we have. Each time we apply resilience, we are then going to get a 25% chance to apply form, so that's really, really good for us over there. We're going to grab those, some cast frequency. We can do poison to doom, but yeah, I guess so, why not? And now each attack can apply doom as well. We're going to go with 100% chance to crit on full life enemies, more XP, increase our damage, and then of course just go for things like that as well. So we're actually in a very strong spot right now. We are only 5.5 or just over 5.5 minutes into the run, and we've nearly on the 4th Lord cycle or 4th spawn of bosses, which is actually pretty decent. Of course, if you are speedrunning, you can get under 4 minutes on 0 curse or on specific curses as well, so don't worry about that. It's just on the top tier end of curses. If you have absolutely everything up and running, it is a lot more difficult. There are curses that increase the boss's block chance and armor, so you will see, if you don't have the right skills and things, you're going to see a lot of the words block, 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 block. I mean, you can see it already over there. Bosses do block you, but luckily the armor reduction and things like that do work on the bosses, so you do need to kind of have those skills or find a way to just deal a lot of damage so that when they don't block, you actually end up ripping through them and killing them very quickly. But again, like I mentioned, this is like your top tier curses and isn't for every single build. You will see that a lot of builds are going to struggle here. Not that there isn't a build that on every character that can beat it. There is, I've already done it, but some of them are definitely a lot slower than others, and it's not going to be like your typical things that we had previously. You are going to have to think a little bit out of synergy, or using synergies and things like that. if you want to do like your 6 skeletal warriors and things like that, I don't think they'll be able to do it anymore on max curse, which is fine. They were never supposed to originally anyway. The runes just made things that much stronger and too powerful. The power creep was really strong previously, and I think it's a good thing that it's been, you know, reduced to just a little bit to make us feel like we are actually struggling for our life here. Before it used to be, you know, you could take any single skill in the game and completely destroy everything, and it kind of makes it like the game's too easy, and then it gets a little bit like, it doesn't really matter what I do, we can beat it. So they've made it now. The runes did get nerfed, they don't deal as much damage as they used to, and the bosses now also are slightly harder with, you know, increased armor and block and health, as well as each map being different because of danger level, and this is multiplicative to the other stats that the bosses would get. Ooh, you see, there's why the dodge is very important. If we didn't, you know, if we didn't actually just walk out of that area in time, we would have died there. But woo, that was very close. Alright, thank goodness we did it. So like I mentioned, we will look at Overlord in another video, but for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.